Hey, what's up everybody? It is Julius DeBerry with Majestic Studios. And today I wanted to do a quick video for you guys. Just kind of dig into Native Instruments Kontakt 7 just a little bit more. Today I'm gonna specifically focus on a single area. I'm going to try to point out some of my favorite worship pads that I've been able to find, or that I will find within Komplete 7. And I guess one of the first questions that you might want to ask is, what makes a good worship pad? And, to me, when you say worship pad, it kind of makes you think maybe it's a little bit more limiting as far as what type of sound you can use. But worship pads can be different things. It's just really going to be a pad sound that you would use, kind of like a bed, padding type sound underneath whatever your main sound is, but sometimes they can become the prominent sound just depending on the flow or what's happening within that moment within the service, or with whatever you're doing. So I would think I would look for something that sounds really warm. And so when I say warm, I don't want a bright sound, but something that's more darker textured. Maybe with a lower set cutoff, not something with the cutoff that's wide open, because that's going to make the sound quite a bit brighter. And generally you would say that, at least. So we want to look for something that's darker. We want a sound that has some movement. It doesn't necessarily have to it doesn't have to move a lot, but you want some type of movement in the sound, just so it's not so stagnant and just kind of sitting there. And it doesn't have to be like the pitch moving. It doesn't have to be the filter opening and closing. Just some type of movement in the sound. I guess it could be either of those, but something that's not distracting, that can kind of still be in the background and make a bed for whatever you're using for mains. So that's what I'm going to kind of look for. We're going to use Kontakt 7 only, and this is Komplete 14 Collector's Edition. I'm not going to limit our search to any specific instruments, because I know that everybody doesn't have the full-blown version of Komplete 14. And so there may be different instruments that you already have downloaded or that you've paid for. So we're going to just kind of dig in there and see what we can find, and whatever instruments those end up being, then hopefully you guys have them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what your favorite worship pads are. Leave those down in the comments, and we can talk about them. This is the traditional view for Kontakt, but we're going to use the version that the new look version. Going to stretch this out quite a bit, make it fill our whole screen. All right, so let me show you guys something too while I'm here that might help. If you go into your preferences, this is something that kind of took me a little bit to find. Well, not a little bit, but once I started looking for it, I came right up on it. But reset window size. If this window ever gets so big that you can't see your drag bar at the bottom, you can open up your preferences and go to interface, and then go to reset size. It'll reset the window, and then you can kind of redrag it to make it the size that you need it to be. And you can see this little drag bar down here. Okay, so that was free. That's not what the video is about, but just kind of came with the territory. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is, we have all these sound types and then character types that we can choose. So if we look through these sound types, just to give you guys an idea, just without having to do any major programming, because there you can probably turn any sound into a worship pad sound. But what we're going to look at is, let's look at, let's see, guitar, impact instruments, loops, mallet instruments, modulations, multi-track. So soundscapes, they may have good pads in it. All right, so we'll go with synth pad. Let's just start with the synth pads, and let's just kind of go through these and see what we can find. It'd be really cool if they went ahead and started showing me all the presets right now based on that one category. So we have to actually pick an instrument. So let's start with 4D's very own keys. And we're only looking for synth pads. So this sound is called... And if we find something in the preview that sounds decent, maybe we'll, play around with it some. Let's see what we can find. Okay, I really like that lake pad. So let's click it and let's go in and play and see what we can do with it. In 40's very own. All right, that's a cool little worship pad sound. Like a piano or electric piano would probably sound really nice on top of that. Another good quality for a worship pad is to for the sound to just kind of linger, kind of like an organ would do. It needs to not have I want to say that the release needs to be just extremely long. That might be the sustain portion. But so when you hit the keys, like under general circumstances, a sound is going to like kind of cut off on its own. But if you see this, the longer as you hold the keys, it just stays there with you the entire time. It stays there with you the entire time you're holding. I don't like that little staticky sound that's kind of at the end. I'm not sure what's causing that, so let's see if we take this crush off. Let's see if that does, because that's part of the programming and the sound. Let's see. Yep, you got rid of it completely. So that's like maybe some just noise. Yeah, we can get rid of that completely. And see, that's one of the beauties of being able to program and having these cool interfaces that you can work with, is that you don't have to take a preset for what it is. If you like it a little bit, but there's little things that you don't like about it or things that you think would improve it, all you do is go into the interface of the sound of the sound engine and make it sound the way you want it to sound. So now this is completely usable. It could really get you also want to find sounds that sometimes you may not want the attack to be super heavy, something that can kind of sneak in. So let's see, there's an attack parameter here that we can mess with on this. So you see now it's kind of sneaks in a little bit. It makes it a bit more softer upon entrance as far as the sound is concerned. All right, you can, but if you want it to be really punchy and attacky with your piano, that's fine too. All right, let's see if we can find something else. So that is called 40 Lake Pad, and it's in the 40's very own keys. Choices this time. Let's listen to Black Obsidian. Nice. That is called Black Obsidian, and it is in Ashlight. All right, let's go. Let's find a couple more. Let's look in Ashlight again. Let's look for Void Choir. Didn't really like that much for a worship pad. Let's see what else we got. Icicles. Let's see what that's like. Let's go to Straylight. Let's just pick something at random. Let's see. All banks. Go to pads. Let's just pick something random. Dark voices. Nope. All right, this is called Eternal, and it's in Straylight. this is a nice pad sound, but to me, it's got too much movement, and also whatever this is at the back end of it that's just kind of holding. I'm not sure, but I don't know a lot about this engine yet, so I would have to go into here and kind of manipulate this a bit just to see what we could do to make it sound different or make it fit more with what we're trying to do. Debo pad. This is in very own keys. All this stuff is in very own keys under, golly, that's crazy. That's golden question. All right, so that's just a few sounds. I just wanted, like, I'm still picking through Kontakt. Just wanted to make a video today where we were looking specifically for some sound types. Let you guys kind of see how the interface looks a little bit more, what it's like picking sounds. You saw quite a few different of the engines, and some of them sounded, you know, really, really good. A lot of the sounds sounded good, but they're not all applicable to worship pads. But still some good sounds in there. Hit some things that kind of made me want to explore a few of these synths a little more. Those two that are called Firelight and Starlight. I want to dig into those a little bit more. I'm liking the way Kontakt or Komplete or Native Instruments have set up some of these instruments where with the two oscillators and being able to program based on, hold on, let me get this pulled up. Yeah, based on how this is set up, where you got a oscillator on this side with a sample or element loaded, and then an oscillator on this side with a sample or element loaded. And then you have all your quick modification or programming parameters down here across the bottom. And then once you go, if you want to get into the stuff a little deeper, they have this little menu at the top right corner. Click on sound and it opens up, or so you get into your LFOs and envelopes and all that kind of stuff. And then you got the effects tab, the sequencer. So if you're gonna have any step sequencing of your pitch or velocity for your sound, you can set all that up here. And then the macros that will run all that stuff automatically for you. So yeah, I'm gonna explore those two synths quite a bit more, see and to see what's available inside of them. Probably a lot of ability as it relates to programming a new sound or programming something custom to how you want it. And then the Straylight, it looks like it may be using some type of granular samples, where it's using pieces of samples and it's looping back and forth within a separate section. So I think that's cool. And just when I think of Straylight and the other name, what was it? Firelight. It was Straylight and Firelight. Yeah, just kind of makes me think of something that could be a nice place to make some pads. But it probably can do a lot of other sounds too. But just those names just kind of indicate to me that, you know, maybe you can make some good pads in there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Not a long video, not anything detailed, not anything really crazy, just some stuff you guys to watch and listen to some of the sounds in Komplete. So hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that like and subscribe button, share for so more people can see this. It helps the channel out, and that pushes us and encourages us to make more videos. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you take care. See you in the next time. Bye.